the bear. It did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
It's everything you want a film called Cocaine Bear to be. And I imagine when it came your way, you saw Cocaine Bear and you was like, right, I'm in.
Absolutely. I mean, as a fan, even if I wasn't in it, I'd be like, there's no way, we have to go see this movie, get in the car. So to be able to be a part of it is you kind of have to jump on that. When I look back on my career, I want to be able to say that I did movies that I really enjoyed, that I really wanted to be a part of. And I knew that this was going to be a hell of a ride, and you got to jump at that opportunity.
In fact, I have these this group of girlfriends, this wild group of girlfriends that my kids, they call them Moms Gone Wild. And I actually told them, we were all up in the mountains because it was in the middle of COVID when I read this. I told them about it and they said, if you don't do that movie, we're breaking up with you as friends. You have to do this movie for us because we want to see it. And those moms, our oldest kids are all teenagers now. They're all 16 and we're taking a gaggle of 16-year-olds to go see it in a big group. Yeah. So no, Liz called me. We were actually on the phone talking about this other project, very different in tone than Cocaine Bear, and this totally other thing. And she called me the next day and said, hey, do you want to read this crazy movie that I'm directing? And I was like, yes. And because it was in the midst of COVID and all the craziness that the world was going through, I think it made us all want to do a movie like this, just for pure escapism, just to laugh so hard and do something so wild and like not real and not about our lives right then. Yeah. In fact, they screened it for myself, for Margot, for Jesse Tyler Ferguson, and Matthew, who's also in it. And we were all just like screaming, laughing in the theater, hitting each other. Margot's face sliding on the asphalt. I mean, we were like, ah!
It's such a great experience. Yeah, and with this film, you had Alan Henry acting as the bear on set, which at times you must have been like, what am I doing for a job here? Like, what was the weirdest moment having him act as a bear?
He did do that, and they're amazing. Those Weta guys, they're incredible, and I've had a little bit of experience with them. At a small part in one of the Planet of the Apes, so it's the same kind of team. He is amazing and a handsome New Zealand guy, but my favorite truly is in place of the bear when we were doing like giant close-ups for these huge action sequences when like someone's face was being eaten off. It was just Liz on a microphone in the woods somewhere deep by the monitors going, okay, and now his leg's being ripped off and blood squirting all over his face, and then his torso just threw out of the tree and blood squirted on you. So that was actually highly enjoyable as well.
There were a lot, but that was definitely one of them. Alan was great, and we got real close, and we got, into each other's parts of our bodies, and
parts is crazy.
And all those parts and all the smells, and it was nice. Yeah, so that was definitely one of the crazier moments. But what's fun is that our characters are also experiencing this as a crazy moment. So every time we're going like, what the fuck, we really get to go, what the fuck. Sorry, I don't know if we're on. We're on. I shouldn't say the F word.
You know what I realized? You remember when The Revenant was coming out and it was a rumor of like, Leo, pretty much the bear, kind of dominates Leo.
Yeah.
We really took it there.
That's that, yeah. This is the unofficial sequel to The Revenant.
I mean, Leo's
the same bear.
Got nothing. Yeah, it's got nothing on you guys. Clearly.
No,
absolutely.
For sure.
There's no laughs in Revenant.
And what I love about this film is even though there are laughs and like it is over the top and it's what you want, there's also like genuine heart there. Like the connection between your guys, and especially when you add in Aaron Holiday's stash into it, like it's just like it's genuinely emotional and cute and fun and nice. Like was that nice for you to build together, that you knew you could take it seriously despite what the subject matter is?
Absolutely. You know, in the beginning, when it's David and Eddie, you know, before we find out what happened to the shipment, it's its own separate little movie happening. You know, two best friends who had a falling out that have to work together again to accomplish something for my boss, his dad, Sid, played by Ray Liotta. And so, you know, we're embarking on our own journey. And then once we run into Stash and, you know, figure out that Cokie is what the biggest threat of the film, you know, that's when the three amigos are kind of established, me, him, and Stash. And it starts to take on several films within our arc, and it was extremely fun. We all got along so well, and that translates on screen every time. It was a complete joy.
Is that what you were calling Alan when he was around on set? Were you just saying, "Oh, Cokie the bear"? Was that your nickname for it?
Well, yeah, it was. Elizabeth kind of established that nickname for us. You know, there's Smokey the bear. We got Cokie the bear.
Yeah.
And but Alan, it's just funny to call him Alan while he's dressed up. Alan, relax,
Alan.
dude.
And on the he had a trailer, and it just said bear on the trailer.
Great to have an Americans reunion with Margot, and obviously, as you say, right at the start, you don't get to act a scene with Matthew, but it's still great he's in there. Did that sort of ease you into this like weird, wild world because you had this comfort with people you knew?
Definitely. I had read it, and Margot texted me and said, "Are you doing this movie?" And I was like, "Are you doing this movie?" And the fact that Liz had cast Margot, I was like, oh, I see like the tone of what you're going for. And it just made me that much more interested in it. Because I could see the wackiness of what she was trying to do, but ground it in something. And I love Margot. Yeah, so, and then we were all getting ready to go to Ireland to shoot, and Matthew had read it. I was like, you've got to read this. And he got to the first scene, he said, "Who's playing that guy?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Text Banks and tell her I want to play that guy." So I did.
Nice.
They knew each other from a long time ago. So she was like, "Great, see you in Ireland."
Yeah, perfect. And I feel it is that kind of it's silly, obviously, but it's also done really seriously. There's genuine heart there.
You have to.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah, it has to be that, and I think that's what makes it work so well. What are you hoping audiences get from it when they come out into cinema and see it?
Honestly, just the reason I took it and said yes to it was just, you know, just a pure, unadulterated, like just joyful release and from everyday and like the hardships of the world. Just an hour and a half of nonsensical stupidness, like, and fun and screaming and shocks, and just to go with friends and actually be in a theater and just laugh your head off.
Nice. And Alden, as O'Shea mentioned there, you play the son of Ray Liotta's character and the late great Ray Liotta, which you wouldn't have known at the time. But what's your defining memory of working with Ray on set?
Just what a powerful actor he was, you know, and what a sweet man he is. You know, we all know him as a fan, and to actually be up close and personal doing those scenes together, we got to like go into it and get into a little bit of a fight scene, and we both kind of like got to do this little drama moment in this film, and that was really fun and really thrilling for me as a fan of a lot of his work and the intensity and that he's able to bring to something. And then he, you know, just that he was just lovely and really sweet and was having a really, really good time. So I feel great, very grateful to have had that chance to work with him.